you.
We're eating cake
Yeah, this is literally us eating cake at
noon. But it's morning still, kind of, because we were up till like 3 talking. But we have a story for you.
Yeah, okay, so this happened Thursday night when we went out.
The 3 of us.
And this is a story of how we almost got kidnapped by our Uber driver.
We are not exaggerating or joking.
No.
Or like
Wish we
you
were.
might think we're being really over dramatic, but I swear to you, we're not. Like,
So scary.
It was either way, it was just still really sketchy.
and I'm like convinced, like I am convinced that if we had kept going, we would have gotten kidnapped.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
that would have happened.
So let's start at the beginning. So Loyola is like 20, 25 minutes, 10 miles, figured it out, north of downtown. Lincoln Park is where we were headed to go out, which is 5 miles north of downtown. So
It should be like 15-minute drive.
right. So we get in our Uber, we're chatting, we're giggling. We're not really paying attention
We're like
at
on
all.
our phones.
Exactly. So we start driving, and as we're driving past, I like see that we're going past Lincoln Park, but I didn't really think anything of it.
Also, that's right. Like they had never been to this place before.
Right.
I had.
Right.
So they didn't necessarily know like which turn to get off at, and
Right.
I just like wasn't paying attention. Like we were having a conversation. I was like on my phone, probably stalking some like Shawn Mendes on Instagram or something. I don't know.
Amen.
But like,
We're probably like 2 miles past Lincoln Park now, heading towards downtown. And I like turned to Casey and I'm like, wait, like aren't we supposed to like go to Lincoln Park? And she was like, well, yeah. And then I was like, but we're not in Lincoln Park anymore. And by this point, we're probably like almost into downtown at this point.
we're like past Wacker.
And so,
And mind you, our Uber driver had not said 2 words to us the entire
No.
time.
He did not
Also,
say
he was
anything.
looking through his rearview mirror back at us and staring at
Yes.
us, and I was like, "This is creepy, but oh well, do your thing." I don't know.
No, so that's
Right.
that's what started to freak me out was once they
we started looking
had
at the Uber
figured
app.
out,
Mhm.
they were looking at the Uber app, like figuring out where to go.
And the car was like, because the path, because you know how the Uber shows your path? It was definitely saying to go back, but he just kept heading south.
Forward, yeah.
So while they were looking at the map, I looked at him, and he was honestly,
Mm-hmm.
he was like a middle-aged man, maybe like mid-50s,
Yeah.
staring at us like through his like dead eyes,
Yeah.
like staring at us.
It's creepy.
And that was when I was like, okay, this is not right.
So then Rachel and I were like, okay, well, we need to be heading north. So we finally talked to him. We're like, this is not the right way. So then he decides to pull off the highway.
Sorry, I thought you were.
Yeah,
going
Yeah.
Like,
somewhere
oh, these like GPSs these days. Or
This is
whatever.
this is where it got really creepy
And
because
his
he
GPS
pulled off.
was in his center console, closed. Like
Yeah.
his GPS was not on the dashboard; it was like closed. In his
He
center
wasn't
console.
looking at it at all. Because when we pulled off, he was like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were headed to a different place. And we were like, no, it's
Why would
definitely
you do
very
that?
off.
Yeah.
And then that's when he grabbed his phone. And I saw he was like, oh. And then it kept telling him to turn around. But he just wasn't looking at it the
No.
entire time.
He did have like all of the Uber stuff on his dashboard.
Right.
Like
He was clearly an Uber.
clear an Uber, the license plate matched up to like the right
Yeah.
thing. Like it was clearly an Uber. Like we did not get in the wrong car.
He just clearly was not taking us to where we
But
were going to
then,
go.
so this was the creepiest part. So our mistake was
My
we should have
mistake.
just gotten out of the car. Like
Yeah.
that's what we should have done. But we were literally like coming off of Lakeshore Drive. Like if you were to drop us off right then and there, we would have been under like a bridge
Yes.
in the dark at like
Yeah.
10:30 with no coats in January
Yeah.
in Chicago. Like which also wouldn't have been smart. We were kind of like, okay, like we don't really know what to do, whatever. So he was like, okay, well I'm just gonna end this trip and then take you back to where you are by memory.
Memory.
Which means he knew exactly
He,
where he
like,
was supposed to
canceled the
go.
trip.
He knew exactly where we were supposed to go.
He
Yes.
knew exactly where we were supposed to be, was able to get us there without even looking at a map at all.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows the city, like,
And
Yeah.
it's just weird that if he knew the city that well, yet misplaced our location. That's just
No,
weird.
like,
Doesn't
so-
make sense.
like it was intentional. And at this point, like, we were freaking out because we just
we
had
were
this gut
we
vibe,
were
like,
texting each other frantically in the back of the car, like I don't know what to do.
And
And
we're like
he was-
sending our friends our locations.
Yeah.
We're in a
yeah,
sketch
like
Uber,
he
like,
was
uh-huh.
still like staring at us, like whatever, like, and we sound dramatic, but no, this was so scary, and it was just
Yeah.
like a gut vibe.
Yeah.
And I looked it up afterwards, and like sex trafficking is like really heightened in Chicago right now, and like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what he was like Uber.
Well, either way, it was just he took us
Yeah.
so far away without any communication about
Nothing.
it.
Like, you know how normally like they're like,
It wasn't
oh,
until
like,
we corrected
I know
him.
a better
Yeah.
route. Can I take this?
Uh-huh.
So we were freaking out at this point. We
We
all
were, like,
had friends
tracking, like,
tracking
the
their
map.
location.
Yeah.
And so I said, like, we said that out loud. I was like, okay, like, take us back up to where we are, but like
Right.
we're looking at the GPS, and I was like to them like loud so that he would hear us. I was like, oh yeah, like Larkin's just like watching our location. Blah blah blah. blah.
Yeah.
We did get to
Yeah.
our location safely,
Yeah.
but it was still really creepy. And then afterwards, oh my god, I'm sorry. Okay, I just really can't. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so we got there, and then we did report him.
Yes.
And Uber was like, oh, we'll refund it. We're really sorry. A driver shouldn't make you feel that way. Except Uber has not refunded Casey now that we know.
No. Still
So we just had a bad
traumatized.
experience. We might be switching to Lyft now, unless
Yeah,
Uber, you want to
we are
sponsor
switching
me?
to Lyft. Yeah. I don't know.
To
Just like
teach you a lesson, don't be naive and just thinking that people are nice because they're
Yeah.
not. They suck. So.
like be careful. Just because they work for
Yeah.
Uber doesn't mean they necessarily have the best intentions of
Exactly.
getting you to your destination on time.
no.
And also be aware of your like don't because I know when you get into an Uber it's easy to just like sit on your phone and be like, oh, they're gonna take me
Yeah.
to where I want to go,
Right.
but that's not always the case, and I'm really glad.
And don't
I-
do what we did and stay in the car. Like that was probably our
I
mistake.
agree. That's probably a bad idea.
But like
Because I was really nervous that once we corrected him, he was just gonna keep going.
me too.
We're just gonna keep the storytelling from this angle now. But that's basically the story of it.
Sure, be safe out there, kids.
Yes.
Yeah, please be safe with your Ubers.
I don't know
If you have
why
any
it's
other,
funny.
if you have any other really strange stories, comment them down below.
Yeah.
I want to hear
Can
them.
I say it? That's my favorite
Oh, yes.
thing. If you have any other weird stories, comment down below.
Comment down below.
We also, I don't know if you can see.
Oh yeah.
pretty much
Also,
finished
we
this
just
cake.
finished the cake. Hold on.
Yeah.